Secret number 5 is what I call, or I combine rather, two research. One is by Dr. Csikszentmihalyi, Activation Energy, and second one is by Sean Achor from Harvard, the 20-second rule. So here's how this works. Before we get into that, I want to tell you something. I am also an engineer, so my background is engineering. So what I did is, or what I do a lot is, I do this reverse engineering. So I was thinking, back then when I was a kid, I was happy. And I was thinking, I didn't need research. What did I do? And I looked back and I said, well, guess what? I put that sled right by the door night before, so that in the morning I can just grab the sled and go out and have fun. Now that I think back, right, I did a couple of things based on research, right, now that we know today. I created a little spark, right, that activation energy, that it was right there. I implemented small wins, right, so I'll just pick it up and go establish my big goal. And in this case, I implemented this 20-second rule because it is something that's less 20 seconds away from me, so it was easier to implement. I lived in a building, right, tall building. If the sled, which usually they are, or they used to be, all the way down in the basement, it would take me a long time to go down, get the keys from the basement, go down, open up the basement, one door, second door, get the sled, bring them up, go them up. Again, that might be just minute 2 or 3 or 5 or even less. But the point is that if you cut the time, make it 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds away from you, that will help you. To give you another example, you want to eat better food, you want to eat some fruit. Don't keep it in the bottom shelf in the fridge, right? Keep it that's less 20 seconds away on the kitchen table. You don't want to eat some food rather. And some of us really buy, chocolate more than we should and put it somewhere in the basement, hide it so that it will be more than 20 seconds away from you. I'll tell you that I basically have a piece of dark chocolate every night after dinner. And my chocolate, where do I keep it? It's in the cellar. It's in a wine cellar, so it's pretty cool. But it's in the cellar, in the basement, so that it is not on the kitchen table. Otherwise, I would probably have a lot more than just one piece. So keep that in mind. Now, if you think of this activation energy and how can you apply this is, by the way, Dr. Csikszentmihalyi, when I and Dr. Mihail and Dr. Martin Seligman and so on were presenting at the Fourth World Congress of Positive Psychology. But if you look at his activation energy, let's say you want to start exercising. And again, back then I was thinking when I was a kid, I was just happy. Now, how can I turn so that I do something and I will become happy? So basically reverse engineering, right? Back then when I was a kid, I was just happy and I did certain things. Now, how do I make so that I do certain things and I will be happy? Let me give you an example in this case. Let's say you want to start exercising. Well, you need that little spark, little activation energy. So here's what I did. I put the sneakers night before by my bed. So the first day when I said I'm going to do exercise next morning, I woke up, put my sneakers on. I did this and I said, yeah, this is good. I'm done for today. Now what happens, right? Again, combination of a lot of tools that we talked about, small wins, increasing willpower, activation energy, 20-second rule. All of a sudden, right, I got a little bit dopamine and my brain said, good job, buddy. Next day, I had the sneakers on again. Sneakers by the bed, woke up, sneakers on, go to the basement, looked at the treadmill. I go, I'm done for today, right? So again, get some little bit dopamine. Next day, night before, put the sneakers by the bed, wake up, sneakers on, go to the basement, get on a treadmill for 2 minutes and I go, I'm done for today. You see how this is how you build your new routine, little by little. Some of us can just go cold turkey and say, I'm going to exercise 45 minutes a day, every day, 5 days a week for the rest of my life. Very few people can do it. But if you can, good for you. If you cannot, follow these rules.